Good afternoon. My name is State Senator Nabila Islam Parks. I stand before you today not just as a state senator, but as a fiery advocate for every Georgian family, and as the first expectant mother ever in the state Senate. I'm fighting not just for the future of my children, but for all of our children. We are at a crossroads, folks, where the choices we make today in this legislature will echo in our homes, our schools, and our wallets for generations to come. Now let's talk about priorities, because it seems we've got a case of misplaced ones right here. We've got a legislature that's bending over backward to pass a tax break for gun owners. Yes, you heard that right. While our families are counting pennies trying to make ends meet, the powers that be think that we really need is a cheaper way to buy guns during hunting season. A bill that's not just a missed shot, but a misfire in addressing the real needs of Georgians. But here I am, standing up, not just for common sense, but for common decency. I've introduced a trio of bills that aim to lighten the load for Georgia's families. First up is Senate Bill 51, because believe it or not, in the year 2023, we're still taxing menstrual products, as if managing menstruation is a luxury. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to end this archaic, discriminatory pink tax and acknowledge that tampons and pads are not optional. They are a medical necessity. And let's not forget the most vulnerable Georgians. Senate Bill 372 is here to offer a tax break for supplies used in the first 3 years of a baby's life. Diapers, strollers, you name it. Because if there's anything that should unite us, left or right, it is the belief that our infants deserve a healthy start in life. And next, we've got Senate Bill 527, because somehow we've forgotten that the education is the cornerstone of our future. This bill is about restoring the sales tax holiday on school supplies. And this isn't a new concept. It's a proven relief that we inexplicably let slip through our fingers. And it's time we brought it back, making it easier for parents to provide for the children's educational needs without the added stress of the sales tax. And it's about supporting our families and investing in our children's future. And folks, this isn't just about taxes. It's about values. And it's about choosing to support families over firearms, babies over bullets. And while some in this legislature are preoccupied with pandering to the gun lobby and playing politics, I'm here fighting for policies that put Georgia's families first. So I ask my colleagues, and I ask every Georgian, what kind of state do we want to live in? One that prioritizes tax breaks for ammunition, or one that invests in people? From our school children to our hardworking parents, and to every woman and girl who's ever had to pay extra for a basic necessity. And the choice is clear. Let's choose families, let's choose progress, and let's choose compassion and common sense. And let's pass these bills and show the country what Georgia really stands for. Thank you. I'm open to any questions.
Your constituents, how vocal are they about this? How vocal?
Oh, about these bills. They're very. I get emails every day asking me to please pass the bill on menstrual products. Please end the sales tax on diapers. Please reintroduce the school supplies tax holiday, because they feel like it is a grave injustice that we've prioritized guns and not the basic necessities of hardworking Georgia families.
Opposition-wise, what are you hearing from your colleagues?
Well, I feel like this has bipartisan support. It's just not being prioritized right now, which is a shame. And as we've seen in the state Senate, we've already passed a bill prioritizing a 5-day gun tax holiday, but none of these bills have been brought to the Senate floor.
There's also a measure to provide incentives for safe gun storage. Do you see that as maybe a way to counteract the sales tax on guns? Or like, how do you...
I think that's a separate thing. I think it's a great idea to introduce that bill, and I'm glad the Senate passed it. We do need safe storage for firearms in the state of Georgia. The number one leading cause of children is guns, and so that I supported. But we don't need a gun tax holiday for guns. This was not something that none of my constituents emailed me about, called me about, or have mentioned in a town hall.
Have these bills been assigned to committee yet?
I got a hearing only on the Senate Bill 51 last session. And they've been assigned to the Finance Committee, and I've asked for a hearing and a vote. And I've yet to receive one.
On a personal level, do you remember going school shopping and there not being a tax that weekend?
My parents prioritize, like, I can't honestly, I am now about to be 35. My memory is not that sharp, but I do remember though going on the days that there was a tax holiday, and we bought everything that day, and the stores were packed because it has saved on average annually Georgians $50 million in sales taxes.
Where did you get that statistic from?
This is my chief of staff provided it for me. He found it actually online, and he was able to tell me that's about how much it's been saving Georgians when we had it in effect. And that's a big number. $50 million is a big number.
But you remember growing up and like
Oh.
going to the stores and like it'd be packed out for that one weekend.
For that one weekend, correct. We would wait until that one weekend because it did provide. I grew up in a working class family. My mom was a warehouse worker. My dad was a file clerk. You know, I grew up on free and reduced lunches, and so these the tax holiday on school supplies was a form of relief for my family and something that we looked forward to. And it saddens me that we haven't brought this back, even though we have a $16 billion surplus, and yet we've prioritized a tax holiday for guns instead of school supplies. It's just shocking to me.
So this is not only just beneficial to your constituents, but this is a personal.
Yes, it is personal to me, and I feel like my story is the story of many Georgians in the state of Georgia. And that's why, like, when I come to the state Senate, I know that I have a lot of shared lived experiences with so many working Georgians. And that's why I introduce these bills, because I want to make sure that they get the relief that they deserve.
Final thoughts? Anything you want to leave us with? What should Georgians know and understand?
Georgians should know that Democrats have introduced bills to provide relief when it comes to menstrual products, when it comes to products for babies under the age of 3, and when it comes to school supplies for children and teachers, and that we are trying to pass them. And we are prioritizing these bills over trying to pass a 5-day tax holiday for guns. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.